How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another Path of Diablo build guide video. Today I'm going to be focusing on the Hemorrhage Necro, which is a new skill that arrived like last season. I'm going to play around with it a little bit today and kind of show you guys what a build like this can do with some pretty expensive gear. As always, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Will. Make sure to please hit that subscribe and like button on this video if you find it at all useful. And as always, timestamps are down in the description below. So let's hop into it. I'll show you guys how this build plays a little bit here. And I always like to do Frigid. Pretty easy build. The way Hemorrhage works is it's all a damage over time build. So you just cast it and just watch everything die. This build isn't going to be the fastest build on the planet by any means, but it is fun. You can clear just about anything in the game if you have enough patience for it. It's also pretty decent in a group setting due to the fact that there's no immunities to curses. So in the new maps, if you're with a group, it's not too bad. He does struggle a little bit in maps by himself. But I'll see if I can grab a map and we'll run a map at the end just to kind of show you guys how it goes. We'll do Trav real quick. We'll see how that goes. Pre-buff our shield, and I use Blood Golem, as you guys can see. We've got our Infinity Merc. Or, I'm sorry, Insight Merc, not Infinity. As you guys see, this thing does do pretty good damage. The tooltips are broken. You have some other abilities at your arsenal, like lower res, too, if you're in a group, once again. And keep that on him, wait for him to die. Mercenary died because it's Trav. And that's it. Alright, we'll hop into the meat and potatoes of the build. Go back to Act 1. We'll start off with the skill tree. This is a curse heavy build, obviously. It's an all curse necro. First thing we're going to do is put 20 points into Hemorrhage. Then we're going to focus on the synergies, and that is 20 points into Weaken, 20 points into Iron Maiden, 20 points into Life Tap. For utility, I also like to throw 1 point into low res, and then if you're playing with a physical character, you can always throw a point into decrep. Help out your physical buddies. Next up, 1 into Summon Mastery, 1 into Clay Golem, 1 into Blood Golem. You can use a clay or a blood. Some people use an insight on an Iron Golem. And that way they can put something else on their mercenary if they wish, like an Infinity or a Pride or whatever. Basically it for that. Poison and Bone, 1 into Bone Armor, 1 into Corpse Explosion, and the rest of your points you're going to dump into Bone Wall. You're dumping into Bone Wall to buff your Bone Armor. Bone Wall gives more damage per level than actually leveling up Bone Armor does. Corpse Explosion is also it's a halfway decent way to in between your curses. Let's go somewhere else here. I'll kind of show you. You can throw it on your left click here if you wish. So what you can do is get some stuff cursed and dead. And then you can, well, they all died really quick. But I mean, obviously if you're on, you know, a less dense area. But there you go, for example, you can do that and kind of curse and blow up stuff. And good for bosses if you're killing a lot of mobs around a big boss pack. And for this type of stuff, everything's going to die all approximately the same speed. But in maps, it ain't bad. I will mention that's one thing that I dislike about this build, is it seems like the Hemorrhage curse in general sometimes has a hard time applying to things. You'll curse things and it looks like it'll be in the AoE of the curse itself, and then it won't actually apply the curse. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's basically it for the skills. We'll go over that one more time since it's really short. 20, 20, 20, 21, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Everything else, Bone Wall. As far as stats go, on this specific build I actually am running max block. So we put just enough strength in for our gear, which is the highest piece of strength gear that we have, I believe, is the Wartrav boots. So if you're not using Wartravs, you can get away with even less strength. I stat to 95, and then this gives 10 strength, so that's why we're at 105. One of my charms probably gives me an extra strength or something. 75% max block, so enough dexterity to get you to 75%. Keep in mind, every time you level, you will have to put like 1 or 2 more points into dexterity to keep your max block at 75. And then everything else is going to go into vitality. Nothing in energy. That's it for that part. Gear section. Here's what I'm using. You can use less than this, but I mean, as you guys can see, even as a fully kitted out Hemorrhage Necro, it's not the fastest build. There's better builds out there if you're looking for a kill speed and efficiency, but this is a nice laid-back build. You're not doing a whole lot of microing, you're not doing a whole lot of gear swapping, anything like that, but it is fun. It's just a little slow. Alright, we'll start off. Heart of the Oak and a Flail. Doing this for the all-res and the FCR, plus 3 skills. Nothing's really going to beat this out. Helmet, I'm using a Shaco, plus 2 skills. You kind of want a 2-socketed one. Throw another Topaz in there, or if you're not using a VMAG, you might have to put runes in there just to max out your res. I'm using P Topaz for a little bit of magic find. As we previewed already, VMAG here. This is a 29 all res, 30 FCR, 1 all skills VMAG. Overall, great, just a great utility piece. You can also use an Enigma here if you have one. Probably a little bit better. You won't have to invest anything into strength either. The Enigma, because it gives you like 65 strength. This is a little more tanky, or if you're playing on hardcore, that's good too. You can also get one of these that's 4-socketed, would be the better alternative rather than this one being CNC. Throw some topazes in it, that'll always help. Triangle's gloves, this is going to be best in slot, gives you the curses, gives you the faster cast rate, and gives you 30 cold res. Boots, I'm using the War Travs here. 95 strength is the only downside, gives you up to 50% magic find, some strength, and some vit, and some run walk speed, which is always nice. For the shield or the offhand, I'm using the Homunculus. The reason we use this is because it gives you a 72% chance to block, which helps you get to your max block with less dexterity, which just makes you a little more tanky in general. It's also really great because it gives you 5 mana per kill, 40 all res, and 33 mana regen. Belt, we are using an A-Rack. Don't get an F1, I just happened to find this one. As you can see, it's already down to 5 out of 7 durability here. But it's just what I had, I didn't feel like buying another one. I'll use this one till it breaks, then to be honest, I won't be using this character. So it won't be too big of a deal, but you want the A-Rack, 1 all skills, 20 FCR, can't beat it. Amulet, I'm using a +3 curse. Best in slot would be like a +3, or +3 and a +1 curse. Maybe like a +3 Maras or something around that. Just keep in mind this is a skill plus skill based build, so as many skills as you can get, the better. I'm using a Raven, and this one is a 203-18. Cannot be frozen is the main perk here. Being frozen is annoying. In the other one here, I've got a 10 FCR ring with just some res on it with some mana after kill. Best in slot would be 1 Soj and 1 Raven, or if you don't care about the frozen, you can do 2 Soj would be your best in slot here. Soj are still extremely expensive, 3.5 high rune to 3 high rune, Ja rune somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't think this character is good enough, in my opinion, to invest 6 high rune in it. As far as the inventory goes, you're going to want a torch. You're going to want a Necro torch, not an Amazon torch, but I had an Amazon, so I threw it on here. Any Annie will do. This one's not too bad, 13, 17, 6. As far as your Grand Charms, you're going to fill your whole inventory with Curse Grand Charms. They're not that expensive. The problem is they're not expensive and people don't keep them. So you can get them for about an ook a piece, but a lot of people are just throwing them away, I think, because they're not listing them on the trade side. I've messaging people all morning, and I've only been able to actually get 2. There's a couple guys out there that want like 4 and 5 ook a piece, or they want an rune for them. Don't overpay for them. They're only worth about an ook, unless you're absolutely desperate and you want to get them ASAP. So yeah, you're going to want 9 Curse GCs, or 8 Curse GCs and a Geeds. I threw just a couple other random charms in here that I had. Some Lifers and some Magic Find charms just in here to fill out the inventory a little bit. So a couple PMBs just because I had them laying around. And that's basically it for this build. On the Mercenary, who died somehow. Here he is. He's currently rocking a Fort, a 2-socketed Talhelm with nothing in it at the moment, and then just a Cryptic Axe Insight. Fort's not bad, but you definitely want a melee splash of some sort in here. A Vamp Gaze would be better. If you have like a 3-socketed Vamp Gaze, throw that in there. Throw them some increased attack speed jewels till you hit your break point. And then a better insight would be a Reaper's Insight. And that's basically it. I'm going to find a map really quick. And I haven't actually taken this character into map, so we're going to see if we can do it. Alright guys, so I managed to snag a map off my other characters. Unfortunately, it's not a very great map. It's a 14-322, and it's already been slammed. But I don't have like hardly any maps right now. I haven't been playing a whole lot as of late, but we'll throw it in there and see what happens. Once again, we'll recast our Blood Golem. We'll get up our Bone Shield. And I'm not going to full clear the full thing, but just to show you guys what this kind of build can do a little bit. You're mostly just going to kind of stay back and just keep casting. We're going to try to keep our guys alive, if at all possible. This map does have lower res on it, which makes our resistance negative, which is not great. I'm actually going to take this off. As you guys see, it's not the fastest build, but it is clearing it. And it is fairly safe as well. Another option you guys could do is you could put a point into Revive if you wanted to. That would give you just a few more points into summons. Just so you guys have like a little army following you. Makes your guy a little bit less likely to get hit. But you are running max block as well, so it shouldn't be too bad. You see stuff's dying fairly quickly. Just trying to avoid the lightning and stuff. I'm going to play this one a little bit safe here just because of the lower res. And there's a lot of elements coming out of here. But you guys can see it's taking stuff out fairly easily here. On a more dense map, it'd be even better actually, because you're still applying your hemorrhage to everything in that circle. So, and you just kind of sit back and wait. As you guys can see, physical means don't matter. Everything just kind of dies. There's a good little pack up there. Make sure we get it all cursed. Lots of charms dropping. And even cursed GCs, that'd be great. I don't think this map actually has a boss yet either, unless they've recently patched it and I haven't noticed, but so there's no really even a good point of even running this map because you're not going to get your map back. And we're kind of chugging along here, get stuff casted, make sure we're cleaning up behind us so we don't get trapped. There's an example of where the hemorrhage like didn't apply correctly, even though it looked like it did. Also keep in mind I'm only level 85 as well, so you still have quite a few points to play with here. This is by no means a fully maxed out build. Still is several charms that we can get, and several optimizations you can make to the gear to make it seem a little bit better, make it flow a little more smoothly, kill things a little bit quicklier. That's not a word. More quickly. Quicklier. Oh my goodness. Hey, we got a level. You guys can see we're taking quite a few hits here. Not really taking too much damage. No, we took a little bit of damage there, but that was from the lightning, I think. Mercenary did die. That's just due to the fact that he doesn't have a melee splash and he doesn't have a whole lot of lifesteal. But you guys get the idea. We'll head back to town. There's no reason to watch me do this whole thing. It'll take us half an hour to clear it. But like I said, it's just a fun little build. Kind of almost like a meme build at this point. Nobody really runs it. But it is fun if you want to mess around with it. Check it out. It is a new ability. You can play all the way through the early game with it. No problems there. But yeah, get some more cursed GCs. In my opinion, this build costs way too many high runes to be effective at this point. And I think it seriously needs a fat buff to be viable, just to compete with the meta of the Foer and the Boson and any of the other characters from, you know, the Warcry Barb or anything like that. I think it's just a little too slow to be fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this build down in the comments below. As always, I didn't design this build. I just like to publicize them. My name's been Will. Smash that subscribe button, like button if you like this video and like to see my content. If you have any suggestions for other builds you guys want to see me put up a video of, let me know as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later.
If I don't fuck with it or you, then I just cannot stay. Got people who never saw me know my name. Satisfied just to work for stay the same. In my world, I be on that silent hill, yeah, yeah. Born into the fog, truly do this shit for real, yeah, yeah. Sin, so much I might need to know, my God. I'm tired for a sec, she the vibe, she be so ooh la la.